All right, guys. We're going to keep going with perception. We're going into NF dreams. Here we go. Let's get right into it. Turn that off.
Yeah. Most of my life's full of sad days. Started at a young age. Yeah. Bought a house, but I've been living on stage. Tryna find a real me, I ain't found it yet. Wake up every morning feeling like I'm guilty. Talk to God, can you hear me? Lately I'm a mess, I don't want no one to help me. Yeah, I don't want no one to help me. And if you think that I make decisions based off of what you think, then you're wrong. Can't nobody think for me, I got my own thoughts. Sometimes you don't know what you had until it's all gone. Till it's all gone. If I took the hand that was dealt me, then I would be nowhere in life. Yeah, I had to think smart. Threw away the deck and got my own cards. Long before I had the money to afford a car. I've been doing me. I've been doing me. Yeah, I've been
Interesting,
doing me.
man.
I've been doing me. Following my dreams. Yeah, I've been doing me.
I mean, so he's essentially he's saying a lot of different things here, but a big thing of what he's saying is that he man, I had a thought. I don't edit my reactions, but we're gonna go back for a sec here.
Cards long before I had the money.
Yeah, so the cards. He said if I had the cards, if I just played the cards I was dealt, I would be nowhere, and so he had to throw away the deck and make his own cards, and that's certainly like I do. Some people do think that oh, this was the life I was given. This is the hand I was dealt, and that's why my life is effed up. It's like, well, at a certain point, you have to take ownership in your life. You have to own your decisions. You have to own. It's like some people, I hear some people who, they had bad parents. They had bad parents, or they had a single parent, and that single parent was abusive, or, all kinds of messed up home life, family life. And I hear adults, that will say stuff like, oh, I'm this way because of my grown-ass human beings, guys, saying like, oh, I'm this way because my parent did this. This is how they, they took my toys away when I was a kid. Or, I mean, it's a silly example, but people will say stuff like that, like, oh, my mom or my dad would, do this when I was a kid, and so that's why I treat, that's why I'm this kind of way or this kind of a person. It's like, well, at a certain point, you do have to take ownership in your life for the things for the actions you take and the decisions you make. That doesn't mean you're going to be perfect, and that also doesn't mean that you're not still dealing with those demons. But at a certain point, it's like, man, what are you going to be 50 years old talking about? Oh, I never did anything in life because of my parents. Really? I try not to like talk too much about like people that I meet in real life, but I did come across this guy recently, and he's talking about he's close to 60, and he was talking about how he could never get a career, and he could never do this, he could never do that because of his parents this and his parents that, and he was like blaming them for the lack of his success and the lack of him wanting to do what he desired. And it's dangerous, man. It's like, how long at a certain point, you have to take ownership. You can't blame other people. I don't mean just parents, but you can't blame other people for your failures or your problems your entire life. Because if that's true, let's say it's true. It's other people's fault why you failed or got fired or couldn't succeed in a job or whatever the venture is. Let's say it's true, then you do have no control. And if that's true, what's the point? What's the point of life if you don't have any ability to change your own life? There would be no point. And I meet people who think that, and their existence is miserable because they give all the power to other people. I'm banging on here. I'm sorry, guys, but we'll keep going.
In my dreams, yeah, I've been doing me. I've been doing me. I've been doing me, yeah. I've been doing me. I've been doing me. Following my dreams, yeah. I've been doing me. Most of my life's full of regrets. things I wanna take back. Yeah, wrote you a letter, wish that I had never sent that. Didn't even make sense, I don't even know. All I know is I get lower on the weekends. They tell me I should make friends, I just sit at home. Lately I've been off the deep end, yeah. I've been off the deep end, and if you think that I'm about to change who I am just for you, then you're so wrong. As a kid I built a house around my broke car. Sometimes you don't know what you had until it falls apart, till it falls apart. If I took the hand that was dealt me, then I would be nowhere in life. Yeah, I had to think smart.
Hang on, so he's saying he built a, you ever heard the expression house of cards? But he's saying he built a house based off of those broken cards that he was dealt. Interesting.
Took the hand that was dealt me, then I would be nowhere in life. Yeah, I had to think smart. Threw away the deck and got my own cards. Long before I had the money to afford a car. I've been doing me. I've been doing me. Yeah, I've been doing me. I've been doing me. Following my dreams. Yeah, I've been doing me. I've been doing me. I've been doing me, yeah, I've been doing me. Following my dreams, yeah, I'm just doing me, yeah, I'm just doing me. I'm reminiscing back to both of us laughing, playing old records, thinking every one of them's classic. Windows down, we on the street, up in Michigan rapping. We talked about it, but never really knew it could happen. My confidence about as low as the gases. We didn't have the money for it, so we turned to keep backwards and sit in parking lots for hours till the battery crashes. I think that we related, cause both of us were looking for answers. A couple months ago, I drove into Gladwin, got me all of my feelings. There's something about being somewhere that's familiar, pulling the gas station, open up the tank, then I fill it, then laugh. Would I move back? Not in a million, but I appreciate the memories we had. I know you've been calling, sorry I never called back. I know I've been distant, you know I never meant that. You can tell the family how I'm doing if they ask. I'm just doing me.
I wonder who he's talking about there. Yeah, I wonder, I don't know if it's a family member or just kind of a friend that he was making music with. And he's saying, you know, they would kind of play the songs. And yeah, I think that's the end here, but you know, I don't know if he's just saying it was kind of a friend that he made music with, and then they would play the songs and they thought every single one was a classic. And then he talked about how he went into the gas station and filled up the tank, and then kind of laughed that you know, remembering when they had to turn off the car because you know, they didn't have the gas to run it, then the battery would die. So yeah, I don't know who he's talking about there, about not being able to return the calls and whatnot. But yeah, definitely an interesting song, and I mean, that resonates with me. Is like, you know, if you played the cards you were dealt, you know, he wouldn't be where he's at. At a certain point, you have to be able to grow and progress and change, and there's certain people who there's certain people who think that keeping it real or like being real means you never change, and you never progress, which I don't think that's true at all in any way. Being real to me is just like being genuine, but being for me, being genuine is like also when I have a critique, or if something bad happens, I'm like, yeah, did I have a part in that? Is that something I could have changed? Why did I behave that way in that situation? You know, what is the source of my action? And then through analyzing the source of your action, you can kind of analyze how to change, you know, how to change how you interact with the source of that action. And through, you know, making sense of that source, you can start to kind of change your actions. But I won't bang on too much here, man, but certainly you gotta make your own deck, guys. You know, you have to be your own person. It's hard to not trap yourself into believing you're a person. Even when I do these reactions, I'll put a reaction out and then I'll rewatch it and I'm like, man, I feel like I'm a different person now than I was when I did that reaction. And I am. But, you know, some people, they'll watch a single reaction and they'll be like, you were wrong about this, you were wrong about that. Or they might just, you know, they might just not like the reaction or whatever it is. And it's like, Yeah, I mean, I'm a different person. I progress. Even through the course of the NF journey. I mean, it's a long journey, but I'm different now than when I first started it. Not specifically because of NF. I would say maybe maybe a small percentage of it is because of going through the journey. Certainly he's had some tracks that have pulled at my heartstrings, so to speak. But yeah, I mean, just the human progression, man, and even when you find your own deck, you might have to swap a few cards out. You might have to say, you know what, this card is not a good card to have. I'm gonna throw it away, get rid of it, and draw a new card. Anyway, I'll wrap this one up, guys. I've got another one to do, at least one more to do, and I'll get to it. You guys take care, stay safe wherever you're watching the video from.